Tim K, Powder Paint Company, coming at you from the shop today to talk to you about and teach you how to make custom powder paints today. I partnered up with my buddy Michael over at Bait Chuckin'. He sent me some of his 8-bit baits Pixie Dust. We're going to be using this today to make some custom powder paints. So it's going to be a cool show. Grab a cold snack, pull up that beanbag chair, stick with me. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So as I said, we're going to be talking about custom powder paints today. And I want to take you through the steps to make them. It's pretty simple. The products are basic. I'm going to be using, for this video, this is from my buddy Michael over at Bait Chuckin'. This is his Pixie Dust line from 8-bit baits. So check him out, Bait Chuckin' on YouTube, and get you hooked up with some of this product. But anyways, we can also use, there's mica powders out there. Like these are mica powders from Hobby Lobby. But you can go on Amazon and get like a 50-pack of the rainbow of mica powder and do any powder paint you want. The other thing is Barlow's Tackle. They make this clear powder paint. So really what you're doing is you're mixing mica with this clear powder paint. And I'll show you kind of the ratios of what you're going to do as we go through this. So I've been playing around with it for a little bit. But let me get the camera down here so you can see what I'm seeing, and then I'll walk you through kind of what I've got going on and what we're going to do today. So we're going to mix custom powder paints for swim jigs. So we're going to tie up a swim jig, and we're going to see how the whole thing comes together. So let me get you in here a little bit. Alrighty, hopefully y'all can see that. So what I'm doing, we have my bluegill swim jig and my perch swim jig. And what I want to do is make a custom powder paint for both of these. I mean, the head isn't bad, but it's not the best. So as I said, I called up my buddy Michael over at Bait Chuckin', and he sent me some of his Pixie Dust. We're going to be playing with a color called Bluegill, consequently, and another one called Warmouth. So let me show you what I've already done. So this is the perch head, and you can see it's a color called, typically it's called green pumpkin camo. And it's basically green pumpkin, but if you look close, you can see it's got all these little black spots in it. So that's our typical perch swim jig head. Our typical bluegill is a color called Magic Craw. So you see this in a lot of jigs, but I also use it for my swim jig to match my bluegill swim jig skirt. And what I've done so far, so let me show you what I got here. So I've taken these swim jigs and I've mixed them in the clear Barlow's powder coat. That's what's in these containers. And basically in this container, there are 4 tablespoons of the clear. And there are, what did I end up with here? Let me look. 12 1/16 tablespoons of the Pixie Dust for each color, mixed the same ratio. And what that gave me, when I dipped in the jig head that was already painted with either the green pumpkin camo or the bluegill color, is you ended up with this, which is kind of cool. I dig it. I dig it. You definitely got to put the Pixie Dust and the clear over a base color. So again, this is the bluegill Pixie Dust on top of that Magic Craw color. Along with that, I also took the Warmouth Pixie Dust and placed it over the top of the green pumpkin camo. And this is kind of what you end up with. So again, this has that green camo base and the Warmoth Pixie Dust powder paint mixed and coated over it. I also went a step further. So knowing you've got to have a base color to get these to come out correctly, I took my standard white jig head. I also put it in, I then dipped it in the Warmoth color, Pixie Dust, and the bluegill. And I think it came out really cool. I'm actually going to use this for some of my shad pattern swim jigs. So I think that came out awesome. But the next thing I want to do is I want to take the Pixie Dust and mix it directly into, like this green pumpkin camo, mix it directly into the Magic Craw and also the white, and see what we come up with. So let me take you through that. So I've already done, then we're going to heat it and dip it and do the whole deal here. So this is the, again, 4 tablespoons of green pumpkin camo mixed with the Warmouth, I don't know why I can't say that, the Warmouth Pixie Dust. And this is kind of what you end up with. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to dip it. Let me just show you, see if I can show you this without making a huge disaster of a mess. But that's what you end up with when you mix the two together. You can see that Warmouth flake inside of there, Pixie Dust flake. I think that's going to be awesome. So let's mix up the other 2 colors, the Magic Craw and the white. Just shake this up. This one here is going to be the Magic Craw. So we're going to mix this one with the bluegill, creating our bluegill custom powder. But you can see what it looks like now. It's just kind of blah. So let's take our bluegill Pixie Dust. And where's my 16th? There it is right there. Let me tell you what, this stuff, a little bit goes a really, really long way. So, you know, you look at the size of these jars, but man, like the first time I did this, I did like 16 or 20, and it was like, it was overwhelming. So anyways, I had to redo it. So, and these aren't going to be heaping. They're going to be pretty much level. So we're going to put in 4 of these. So again, that's 4 tablespoons of watermelon, Magic Craw powder paint. And we're going to put in 4 and see where this gets us. 2, 3, 4. And the weird thing about this stuff, like, I would not recommend doing this after you've had a few cold ones, because this pixie dust like floats around in front of you and you think you're like seeing spots. So kind of freaks you out a little bit. Anywho's, so let's give that a stir and then we'll shake it. But you can already see it kind of like, see how it blends in with that green. We'll see what that green against that pixie dust does. It's amazing stuff. I think it's just like I was bold. Adds that little, so let me put the lid on. Let me shake this up. And then we're going to do the same thing with the white as well. But I think the white, yeah, I'm going to use the bluegill and the white because I really like these greens and yellows and purples. I think it's going to work great with my swim jig, my Tennessee shad. I got a new hickory shad. It's going to work fantastic with. So let's see what that. So we're going to start here. This is basically a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 tablespoon of, oh, that looks beautiful. 1 tablespoon of powder paint to 1/16 of a teaspoon of the pixie dust. Okay, so that is, I got to keep this straight so I don't get things all messed up here. Let me see here. So that is going to be this. Okay, let's get white. Wait. Here we go. So we're going to do white the same way. And we're going to use this bluegill pixie dust for the white, because as I said, I think I'm really going to use this for a lot of my shad color swim jigs. So let's just start with 4 in here. And against the, mixing it with the white, it may turn out to be the same exact thing as when I just dip the clear over the white base, but who knows? Let's try it. Got nothing to lose. I'm just trying to. It would help me it'll save me some steps. Because again, when I make swim jigs, I'm making 100 of them at a time. I don't know if you can see those little sparkles floating up, but it's like kind of freaky. Anyway, so let's mix that in. Then we're going to dip. We're going to dip our swim jig. We're going to heat them, dip them just like we do, and then we're going to cook them in the oven. See what they come out like, and at the end, man, we're going to tie these up. We're going to tie these up and see what the finished product is. This was actually a little bit more than 4 tablespoons, because when I was scooping it in, I only had a little bit left. So I'm going to add one more in here, bluegill. And, you know, I probably should just leave it where it is, but because I'm really amazed at how little of this you actually need. It goes an awful long way. So let's see what we got here. Let's get this mixed up. Okay. So we are going to let's dip the white first. So let's see here. Let's take we got a lid here. We'll do this. And again, you're going to hear the heat gun, which is over here. You're going to hear that turn on here in a second. I'm just going to warm this up. And again, when you're heating these, you know, you're just getting them warm enough to get the powder paint from the container onto the jig head. The magic happens when you cook it in the oven, so you don't typically have to heat it up long. And then I'll usually just kind of run it back over the top here. So we'll put this in. We're still going to do our little test. Ouch, that's hot, so be careful. Yeah, powder paint by itself is really hot. But what I really love, and here I'll do this one, is the way this comes out. Like here is the custom that I made. Give this a little shake. So again, this one has the clear, Barlow's clear powder paint, and the bluegill already mixed in it. The powder paint. But you can see, I'll show you this here in a second. You can see what that looks like dipped into that custom over that white head. I mean, that just is amazing to me. Amazing. So I think that's the way we're going to go. I'm not really, unless I add more. Okay, so that was white. So let's take a look at our bluegill Pixie Dust with the Magic Craw powder paint already in it. So let's get the heat gun fired back up again. Clear Pixie Dust. So let's dip her in and see what we got here. Oh yeah. Ooh, I kind of like that. Let's throw a little heat on it. So that's really interesting. So let me shut this off quick. So this is, the powder paint is this Magic Craw, which see it's got a blue, green with black. You dip it in the Pixie Dust, the bluegill Pixie Dust, and it adds this sort of more of a green-blue shimmer to it. And man, I am digging that, because if you look at it, and we're going to tie this up so you get a good feel for it. That really, I think, is going to be the ticket. And remember, if you're just dipping the head in, this is what it comes out like with the clear, Barlow's clear powder coat mixed with the bluegill Pixie Dust. It just kind of overcoats. But this is pretty cool. It has a little sparkle to it. I like it. I like it. All right, so let's get this in the cooking rack here. Because we're going to throw that in the oven. Watch out, these things are hot. So be careful. All right, so that was bluegill. All right, this next one, this is going to be green pumpkin with the Warmouth warmouth, that's such a weird word, warmouth pixie dust in it. Again, this is the warmouth pixie dust on top of the bluegill, or on top of the green pumpkin, and what that results in. So now we've got the two mixed together. Let's see what we get here. Let's heat this bad boy up again and see where it goes. Here we go. Alrighty, that should be warm enough. Let's get her dipped in and see what we got. Some of that. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool too. Okay. So I'm kind of digging that also. I think this is definitely a good choice. So this is the green pumpkin camo. I'm hoping y'all can get a good look at that color of that, the sparkle on that, with the pixie dust mixed directly into it. So as I said, we started out with green pumpkin camo. The second round we did the green pumpkin camo dipped into the clear Barlow's with the pixie dust in it. Now we have the green pumpkin camo with the pixie dust mixed directly into the green pumpkin. And guys, I gotta tell you, I'm really loving that. Because here's the problem that I have. Here's my perch swim jig. And you can see this head is good, but it's not great. It kind of really doesn't work well with some of these skirt colors, but you factor in that pixie dust and it goes direct. Oh, this is gonna be great. All right. So I'm getting excited here. Let's put this in the rack. Let me bring you back up here. Whoop. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So we got those mixed up. We are gonna cook them in the cooker in the oven for 10 minutes at 250, then 10 minutes at 250. I'm gonna bring it back and see what they look like cured, and hopefully they don't change. Hopefully they maintain what we see. And then we're also gonna put skirts on them and see what the finished product looks like. So again, grab you another cold snack, fluff up your beanbag chair, and I'll be right on back. Hang tight. All right, gang, welcome back. The results of our little experiment are truly amazing. So let me first show you what we've done, and then I'll show you what the results are. So let me just bring you in here closer and kind of give you a rundown of what we've done, and then we're going to talk about the end result. So if you remember, we started out with, we had a swim jig that was already pre-powder coated with the craw color, and we dipped that in our mix of bluegill pixie dust and the Barlow's clear powder coat, which gave us this result, which is kind of cool, very flashy, got a lot of bling bling to it. Then what I wanted to look at was, what if we took the pixie dust in bluegill and put it directly into the blue craw powder? So what we end up with is, and check this out. So let's see here, bluegill. What we end up with is, and I went ahead and tied these in a jig so you get the full effect, is that craw color with that pixie dust. And you can see it still maintains that camo look with the blue and the black, but it adds that flash of that bluegill pixie dust on it. And then that coupled with the skirt material, I think we got a solid bluegill winner there. But let's take it one step further. Let's throw a trailer on it. So this is my bluegill Yoho swimmer. You'll see it has that sort of blue-green back to it, with a little bit of that orange flake, black flake belly. So let's get this fired up on there and get the full effect of what we've got. So there you go. There is the bluegill pixie dust trailer. I am in freaking love with this. I think this is going to be the new 2025 bluegill swim jig. But look at that. Look how well that head coordinates with the body and with that trailer. I think we got a total bluegill winner right there. Right there. So good job, Michael. I appreciate the effort you put into this Pixie Dust and your products. So that's the bluegill. Let's talk about the perch. All right, so perch, same sort of thing. We started out, we first did perch, we had this green pumpkin camo. All right, it's green pumpkin, it's got that little black spots on it. I then took that and I dipped it in this is the Warmouth Pixie Dust, combined with the Barlow's Tackle Clear. And this is the end result of that. So it's kind of an overcoat, I guess you would call it, of that green pumpkin camo. Then we went ahead and we mixed the Warmouth Pixie Dust straight into the green pumpkin camo. And let me show you this bad boy. I'm really digging this one. So this is, and again, I've already tied a jig trailer on it, or a skirt on it. So here again, man, I hope you guys can see this because, man, it looks freaking awesome. So here's what you end up with, that green pumpkin with that little bit of gold flash, green flash. And again, here's what it would have looked like without it, giving you a kind of a side-by-side comparison. You can see that really well. I hope you can. Then let's do this. Let's put the trailer on it. So this is my perch trailer. Has that orange belly. You probably see my video of me making this. The back is a kind of a watermelon green with green flake, gold flake, and then that orange belly. So let's slide that bad boy up on there. And man, there you have it. That is male perch if I have ever seen it. So again, this is going to be part of the new 2025 perch swim jig line, which if you're in Richmond, January 17th of 25, I'll be at the Richmond Fishing Expo. But yeah, check that out. I mean, this head with that pixie dust, I think just rocks, So that's the perch. The other one, kind of a bonus. I was messing around, as I mentioned, with some white. Now we tried, if you remember, we tried mixing the pixie dust, and this was the bluegill pixie dust. We tried mixing it with the white, and it really didn't enhance it much. But when you put it as like an overcoat on top of the white, this is what you get. And man, is it freaking awesome. So what I did is I took a swim jig that I have called Snowshine, and boom, here is the full effect. Snowshine swim jig. Started with a white base, and then, as I said, I created my custom powder coat out of Barlow's Clear and the bluegill pixie dust at about a 4-to-1 ratio. 4 parts Barlow's Clear, 1 part pixie dust. So that is Snowshine. Let me just throw a trailer on that. And this is my Yoho swimmer in Snowshine shad, basically a white back with kind of a clear belly with a lot of silver flake in it. So let's put that baby on there. Let's see what we got. And man, look at that. There you go. I think that came out fantastic. Look at that snow shine. Look at that head. Holy cow. Wow. That is freaking awesome. So, gang, let me just get you back over here. If you're ever interested in making your own powder coats, it's really simple. You go to Barlow's, they have this clear powder paint. Real easy. You can go to Hobby Lobby and get these mica powders. The better thing to do, though, is go to Amazon and like just Google, just search, mica powder, and you'll get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of colors, and they're pretty cheap. And what I do for every, let me just show you this, for every 1 tablespoon of clear, I put in, I use a 1/16. And the mica powder, the Pixie Dust, for every 1 tablespoon, I put in 2 16th teaspoons for every 1 tablespoon. The mica powder, I put in 4 16th teaspoons per 1 tablespoon of clear. Now you have to experiment a little bit, because like the green micas and the blue micas, you may take a little more powder, but you get into like the grays and the blacks, they take a little less, but you have to experiment. But that's kind of just a starting point for you. So again, Bait Chuckin' TV on YouTube, go there, check him out. Go to 8bitbaits.com. This is where all your Pixie Dust, and he's got a bunch of stuff over there, so check it all out. And then, of course, hit me up at piratebaitcompany.com. I'm going to have the perch up there, and I know I've said this before, but my website, guy, is a little bit backed up, but the perch swim baits will be up there. The perch head is already up there. This particular head with the Pixie Dust on it, it's going to take me a little bit to get up there. Got a lot of things I'm working on right now for 2025, and I got a big show coming up. So, but check me out, piratebaitcompany.com. Also, Pirate Bait Company on YouTube, obviously, because you're watching it. But also stop by and check out Michael, Bait Chuckin'. Good dude, man. Really good dude, knowledgeable guy. I wish I knew a part of what he knows. Anyways, hey, thank you all for watching. Tim K, Pirate Bait Company. Listen, 49% of you haven't even subscribed to this channel. Hit the button. It's free. It won't cost you anything. Subscribe, like, share, do all that stuff for me. Help a brother out. So be sure to subscribe. Hey, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Tight lines. See you. Bye.